a song of history long, a struggle for the borough we all love, the Rutherglen town, a town strong, whose people bear allegiance to the crown. In Rutherglen we've got orange land, whose patriotic flame will never die. And when you hear the battle cry, it will be the honest men in Rutherglen.
Sisters and brethren, normally at this time I would be introducing some of the people you're about to see in this short video as guests of honour at the district's 160th anniversary dinner. Unfortunately, that is not to be at this time, but I can assure you we will be having our celebrations later in the year. The trustees are already planning parades for after the lockdown. So wherever you are tonight, keep in your thoughts those sisters, brethren and family members who can't be with us. Raise a glass to them as we celebrate our 160th anniversary. And remember, sisters and brethren, tomorrow is the start of the next 160 years.
Hi everybody, and welcome to this very special episode of the Orange Men from Rutherglen as we celebrate 160 years of Orangeism in Rutherglen. Typically we would have celebrated the day with a high profile parade in our Royal Burgh, followed by a sold out dinner dance with some excellent guest speakers and entertainment, surrounded by our brothers and sisters. But unfortunately these things are out of our control, and instead we are celebrating the 160th anniversary of Rutherglen Orange and Purple District number 20 in our own homes. In this video we're going to take a look back at the start of our district back in 1861, hear the stories and some special moments throughout the years, find out about some of the places we once called home, and as we highlight the contribution of some incredible Orange men and women in our district throughout the last 160 years.
Sisters and brethren, can I take this opportunity to thank the Worthy District Master and his executive for inviting me to come along and play a small part in the momentous occasion of Rutherglen Orange and Purple District celebrating your 160th anniversary. Albeit for this present moment in time you've had to forego your planned parade and indeed the civic reception afforded to you by the council. I've no doubt when the time is right and COVID restrictions are lifted, that the District Lodge will come together and onto the streets and celebrate your anniversary year by parading the area of Rutherglen. Through dialogue with your District Secretary, I have seen the good work that you have been doing with your podcast and bringing the members onto social media and having small interviews and bringing the message of what's important to the Orange institution and indeed important to themselves as being a member of the Orange Order. So I congratulate the district on the foresight and your endeavours to bring Orangeism onto the social media platform and indeed into people's homes. I also know and I found out that there are various people waiting in the wings as and when we open up our lodge meetings again to become members of the Orange Order in Rutherglen District. And again, I congratulate you on encouraging people to come and join the Orange Order. So, as a working area in Rutherglen, I am enthused by the workload and the work rate the district executive and indeed the members of Rutherglen District have put in to promoting the Orange Order in a good way. And I continue to pray for you and wish you well in your endeavours in supporting the Orange Order. So maybe towards the end of the year, if you have another function or a parade or whatever you're trying to do to celebrate your 160th year, if the opportunity is there, I would love to come along and be with you on such an occasion and support the District Lodge. It's important that we as an organisation stay strong together I, as a Grand Master, would always be willing to come out and help and support all of our lodges, as and when, time permitting for myself, that I could be with you. So as a district lodge, congratulations. Congratulations to all the sisters and brethren within Rutherglen District. Continue the good work, and hopefully, as I said earlier, sooner rather than later, we can all come together again, be parading as an Orange Order, and indeed meeting again as a fraternity. So God be with you for this moment in time. Celebrate whatever way you can, and indeed maybe lift a glass this evening and toast your own district, Rutherglen Orange and Purple, district number 20, on your 160th anniversary. And I pray God that there will be many, many more anniversaries for you to enjoy. But from myself and my executive, congratulations and best wishes for whatever you do in this anniversary year. Thank you.
Rutherglen has always had strong ties to the Protestant religion, going back centuries. On the 17th of August 1560, the Scottish Reformation took place, with the creation of a new Reformed Protestant confession of faith. The first church in the borough to adopt the new confession of faith was Rutherglen Old Parish Church, and quickly became a focal point of the Royal Borough, attracting large attendances. In 1650, the Rutherglen Covenanter, Reverend John Dixon, was then ordained as minister of the church in what would become a very uneasy time for the Protestant faith, under the laws of King Charles II and King James II, which prosecuted Protestants for unauthorised display of faith, including holding public worship. Reverend Dixon was imprisoned in 1661 and his congregation was declared vacant. He then began holding conventicles from hillsides and fields, preaching God's word to large crowds, being arrested several times but still continued his commitment to preach. At one point, a price of 1,000 merks were put on his head, and Dixon then began to hold communion services in private households to be more discreet, as it became a capital crime to preach in open fields. However, in 1680 he was arrested and tried in Edinburgh for his disregard of the King's new laws forbidding public worship. His punishment was to be sent to Bass Rock, where he remained until King William III's victory in the Glorious Revolution in 1689. Reverend Dixon then returned to his parish in Rutherglen, where he lived out his final years. It was therefore inevitable that such a strong Protestant link, that when a Protestant fraternity like the Orange Order would be making its way to Scotland, that it would eventually set up roots here in Rutherglen. It was then thanks in part due to the large industrialisation that Rutherglen underwent in the early to mid-19th century, with White's Chemicals, TB Seath Boat Builders, Rutherglen Railway Development and more, all bringing scores of new people into the town, either to work or live, that saw real reason to create an Orange District with LOL 12 and LOL 93, transferring from Glasgow District number 3 to join the new Rutherglen Lodge LOL 73 in March 1861, creating Rutherglen Orange and Purple District 20. Our first district worthy master was the Rutherglen native Brother William Donnelly from LOL 12, who was installed as the district's first meeting on the 20th of March 1861 at Watson's Hall, King Street, Rutherglen. The district grew fast, and by 1877 the district had 8 active lodges, with LOL 12, LOL 25, LOL 73, LOL 93, LOL 108, LOL 166, LOL 191 and LOL 246, all operating at various halls and churches around the borough.
Worthy District Master, officers and members of Rutherglen Orange and Purple District number 20. As most worthy Grand Mistress, it is my privilege to address you through the medium of social media on the occasion of your 160th anniversary of the Orange Institution of Scotland. 160 years is a long time in sustaining an Orange presence in Rutherglen Borough, the Royal Burgh of Rutherglen, and it is testament to the leadership, past and present, and its commitment to the Orange cause. Many events in life have taken place during this time, but I am sure the COVID pandemic will go into our history books as being one of the biggest upsets to our way of life the Orange Institution has had to endure. Sadly, this year saw us lose many family and friends to this and other illnesses, and we were unable to pay our respects as we would have normally. But when this time permits, I am sure we will mark the lives lost, befitting the commitment given to the membership of the Royal Orange Institution of Scotland. I know you will be disappointed in not being able to have the celebrations you had hoped for this year. But as we come out of this uncertain period in our history, we can thank our Lord and Saviour for bringing us safely to this wonderful anniversary of 160 years. Going forward, let us pray for the health and strength of our membership to take us into the next generation to keep the Orange standard flying high over Rutherglen Orange and Purple District number 20 for many more years to come. On behalf of the Ladies Orange Association of Scotland, I wish you every blessing in your celebrations in the weeks and months to come, and may God bless you all.
In the early years of the district and its 8 lodges held meetings at various halls around the borough, including St Stephen's Church, Thistle Hall and John Croof Hall. The district usually met in John Croof Hall on Bouverie Street, which was named after a future district of the Master. LOL 25 often met at the Thistle Hall on Main Street, which was also where the Shepherds Flute Band practised, the first known Orange flute band in Rutherglen. At the turn of the century, most meetings were held in St Stephen's Church Hall. However, meetings were still held at other halls across Rutherglen, including the Masonic Hall in Cathcart Road, owned by St John's Operative number 347, which was a hall where Rutherglen's first ever female lodge, Female Orange Lodge 34, was created in 1911, and Wason's Hall, which was the site of the founding of LOL 213. However, in 1926, St Stephen's Church had become embroidered in controversy as the Bishop of Glasgow revoked the licence of Minister Reverend F. Matthews over a disagreement between the two, but decisions were ignored by the congregation, who began to turn up outside the church, singing Onward Christian Soldiers, as the diocese selected replacements stood inside an empty church. This continued for 4 weeks before the diocese decided to close the church and put the building up for sale. At which point the district elected to purchase the church building on Regent Street, Rutherglen, with the guidance of worthy District Master Brother Samuel Johnson, who was also a member of St Stephen's Church. The district then allowed the former congregation to meet and preach each Sunday from the New Orange halls, while Reverend Matthew appeal was heard by the diocese and his licence eventually reinstated in 1930. The district continued to own the halls, with St Stephen's Church holding services every Sunday until 1939, when the district sold the land to the developers after a list of maintenance issues became too much for the district to handle. While on Regent Street, the district grew again, with 2 more ladies' lodges, LLL 173 and LLL 183, holding their first meetings in the hall. The district was then on the move again, with meetings and functions being held across the borough, including Rutherglen Rechabite Institute on King Street, which was where Rutherglen's youngest lodge, LOL 255, was formed in 1948. It was the Rechabite Hall on Tuesday 4th March 1958 when a proposal was made and adopted that the district should form a committee with the purpose of finding a permanent home for the district can operate from. The committee was chaired by District Secretary Brother Thomas Strong and was able to submit a plan to the district on 26th of May to purchase spare land at the corner of Glencairn Drive and Cathcart Road and build their own Orange halls, which was passed unanimously. Over the summer, a group of members from the district began the process of buying the plot of land and organising the construction work, starting on 5th of August. A few prominent members of the district even came together to provide the security deposit for the purchase of the land, in particular Brother Stuart Aitken, Brother Hugh Strachan, Brother James Kernican, and groups of Orange members also helped with the construction of the building, often volunteering their spare time. Work was delayed several times, but on Saturday 12th September 1959, at a final cost of £9,000, the new Rutherglen Orange Halls was officially opened as part of a huge celebration to commemorate the day, including a 19th Street parade, which passed by each of the trustees' homes at the time and lasting around 90 minutes. Most worthy Grand Master of Scotland, Brother Reverend Aaron Hassan, attended the parade with 400 Orange members on parade, after which Brother Hassan officially opened the hall in a ceremony where he would present a golden key on a cushion by worthy District Master Brother Stuart Aitken. Once opened, the new halls hosted its first function with a ball which invited dignitaries such as Rutherglen Lord Provost Jim Watson, some local ministers and those Orange members lucky enough to get their hands on much sought after tickets. In 1970, District Worthy Master Brother John Anderson created first social committee for the district. In doing so, became the first president of the social committee. Brother Anderson would go on to take on that day-to-day running of the hall and its social functions with the help of a newly formed committee. During Brother Anderson's term as president, the first major change since its opening began to happen to the Orange Halls, with the extension being built creating the games room, which was used for regular inter-lodge games nights, were a highlight for so many members, with many good memories made. Then in 1992, another significant change occurred as the lounge was created and named in honour of the first president, being called John Anderson Suite, with the smaller bar area becoming the Blue Room. In 2018, the main hall, which was the original building, was renamed the Stuart Aitken Memorial Hall in recognition for Brother Aitken's contribution to the creation of our Orange Halls here in Rutherglen.
On behalf of the County Grand Lodge of Glasgow, I'd just like to extend our congratulations to 20 District and Rutherglen on reaching this significant milestone, 160 years of Orangeism in the Royal Burgh. I see that on your article within the County Grand Lodge programme, it's the first District Master was Brother William Donnelly, and since then, 160 years ago, you have done a fantastic job promoting the good name of the Orange institution within the Rutherglen area. Anytime it's been asked of you to assist us within the County Grand Lodge of Glasgow, we can always rely on Rutherglen District to be there giving your support. I notice in the article in the county programme as well, compiled by your District Secretary, and what a fantastic job he made of it. He also mentions quite a number of people that's congratulated in helping make what Rutherglen District is. And one of them that I will mention was Brother Tommy Strong. My reason for doing so is that I've got a bit of a special connection with Brother Tommy Strong, because it was Brother Tommy Strong that conferred my first an Orange degree actually in the Orange Hall in Rutherglen over 40 years ago. So that's just one of the names from the past that I would like to make a special mention of. So to the sisters and brethren of the Royal Burgh, congratulations once again on this magnificent achievement, and I hope you've enjoyed your year. Thank you.
No district can be successful if it's not for the private lodges within the district working together. Rutherglen has had a host of lodges throughout the years operating within our jurisdiction, but 8 of those are still operating to this very day, with many of the past going on to help form other districts nearby. On the 3 founding lodges, LOL 12 still meet within District 20, with more district worthy masters than any other lodge in Rutherglen. Rutherglen True Blues LOL 12 is a lodge with incredible history. Records are a little sketchy, but it would appear that LOL 12 was constituted under the auspices of Glasgow District No. 3 in 1859 and would then join District 20 as a founding member in 1861. The worthy master was Brother William Fleming. LOL 12 has boasted several influential members in its history, including Brother Reverend William Stevenson, Minister of Rutherglen Old Parish Church and Grand Chaplain of Scotland, Brother Reverend David Jack, Minister of Wardlawhill Parish Church. Brother Joseph Clockie was former Secretary of the Grand Lodge of Scotland, Brother James Cruthers, who was worthy master for 32 years and once featured on the lodge banner, and Brother James Montgomery, who was the longest serving district worthy master for 12 years. The current worthy master of the lodge, Brother Kenny McGall, who is in his second spell in the chair and continues to hold a remembrance parade each year in honour of the men and women who died in war. LOL 73 was another founding lodge that transferred from Glasgow District No. 3 to help found District 20. Having been constituted originally in 1854, and Brother Reverend Dupree Alex Strout was worthy master at the time of the lodge transferring to District 20. The lodge held high standard, with Brother Reverend Strout himself having descendants from French Huguenots. LOL 73 stayed in Rutherglen until 1909, when it transferred to District 40 to help with the creation of Orange District in neighbourhood in Cambuslang. The third forming lodge was constituted for the purpose of setting up district was LOL 93, whose first worthy master was Brother George Wallace. Unfortunately, not much is known about the lodge except that it suffered a large number of losses of members during World War I and forced to close during the war. Another lodge who succumbed to a similar ending was LOL 25, who was formed in 1871 at the Thistle Hall on Main Street with Brother Frederick Duncan, the first worthy master. The lodge was very active in the district, with one district master, Brother Thomas Davidson, and Brother Reverend John Ferguson, who was minister of Hallside Parish Church and the Grand Lodge chaplain. While the lodge survived World War I with only one casualty, 33-year-old Brother Francis Hudson at the Battle of Ypres, at the outset of the Second World War in 1939, the lodge was forced to hand in its warrant as so many members had enlisted, and upon their return the lodge number was already redistributed, and so the lodge was reconstituted as LOL 255. Other LOL lodges operating in the district were LOL 108 and LOL 166, who both went on to form District 16 Castlemilk in 1961, with a meeting being held at Wardlawhill Primary School on Donegal Road. LOL 191 was another lodge operating in the district from the 19th century until May 1958, when worthy master Brother William Campbell spearheaded the formation of District 59 in Drumchapel at Lady Lone School. LOL 293 also used the district as a stepping stone to the creation of a brand new district. The lodge had a significant contribution to World War I, with 28 of its 43 members enlisting, thankfully all returning, but in 1950 the lodge would move to create District 33 in Blantyre. The next lodge, which was constituted in District 20, was Jehovah Jireh, LOL 246, who were formed on the 16th of June 1877 and are still active within the district today. The name Jehovah Jireh meaning the Lord will provide, and they have certainly provided much to this district over their 144-year history. The lodge's first worthy master, Brother Alexander Morrow, also served as the lodge's first of the 6th district worthy masters and provided the first social club president, Brother John Anderson, whom the club lounge is named after. The lodge has welcomed many from across the world to walk with the district, with strong connections with Liverpool district and helping the founding of LOL 246 from Borough in Furness in England. They have held over a 100-year friendship with the Star of the North, LOL 1053 from Belfast, and even had a Grand Master of Canada, Brother Michael Thomas, walk within them in 2007. The lodge continued to hold the Brother Alex Carruthers Memorial Parade each May, and under the stewardship of the young but capable worthy master Brother William Cunningham, the lodge continues to go from strength to strength. Rutherglen Thistle Temperance LOL 213 was the first lodge to be formed in Rutherglen after the First World War on 21st of October 1921 at Wasons Hall in King Street, with Brother Andrew Boland being the first lodge worthy master. The lodge was formed with Brother Boland and Brother Samuel Johnson, Brother Joe Bowers and Brother Bill Roddy being of Episcopalian faith, and thus took the notion of temperance, meaning moderation of alcohol, very serious. The lodge is believed to be the only lodge to ever convene at 6 AM, having held a Royal Archpupil degree on the morning of the Boyne celebrations. LOL 213 is very active within the district, with 9 members of the lodge currently holding district office, including the current district worthy master, Brother Warren Small. The lodge worthy master is also another young member, Brother David Smith, who is ably guiding the lodge into their 100th year in 2021. The youngest active lodge within the district is King William's own LOL 255. As mentioned earlier, the lodge has direct links to LOL 25, although the lodge was reformed under the new name on December 4th, 1948, with Brother McIlveen as the first worthy master at the Rechabite Institute Hall. The lodge very quickly became very large, with a swelling membership early on. The lodge has provided 3 district worthy masters, with Brother Stuart Aitken Sr., Brother William Elvin and Brother James Nixon all holding office. LOL 255 has a strong relationship with Rutherglen's only flute band, Rutherglen Bluebell Flute Band, and both have an agreement to parade together every Boyne celebration in Glasgow, which is now a decades old friendship and agreement. The worthy master is now Brother William Duncan, who is surrounded by an experienced group of brothers at the top table, who have each held their respective position for a number of years. Three other lodges that have been members of District 20, with LOL 54 and LLOL 202, both being formed in 1953, and LOL 320 being formed in 1977. All three lodges have strong connections to the new town of East Kilbride, and it was inevitable that in 1978 all three lodges would create the first Orange district in East Kilbride, District 58, with Brother Robert May becoming the first district worthy master.
Good afternoon, District. On behalf of LOL 246 officers and members, I'd like to congratulate the District on their 160th anniversary. I think it's an absolutely fantastic achievement to stand for this length of time, and I hope the District continues to stand for another 160 years, as me as a worthy master and 246 are absolutely proud to be part of it. Congratulations from all of 246. Thank you.
As Worthy Master of Rutherglen Thistle Temperance LOL 213, I would like to congratulate Rutherglen Orange and Purple District 20 on the fantastic achievement of 160 years of Orangeism in Rutherglen. It has been an incredible storied 160-year history so far, and I look forward with excitement at what the future will hold for us all.
Morning. On behalf of King William's Own Lodge, numbering 255, myself, the Worthy Master Billy Duncan, office bearers and members would like to congratulate Orange and Purple District numbering 20 on its anniversary of 160 years. Unfortunately, due to the virus, we will not be able to fulfil our engagements just now for the 160 years anniversary, but hopefully in the coming months soon we'll be able to have our dance and our parade. Once again, thanking Orange and Purple District numbering 20 on 160 years. Hopefully many more to come. God save the Queen, and the Orange and Purple District number 20. Thank you.
As well as LOL 102's short 24-year stay in Rutherglen, there has been three other mainstay ladies' lodges within District 20, the earliest of those being Brother Brisby's Chosen Few, LLOL 34, who were opened on 11th of June 1911 at the St John's Operative Masonic Hall on Cathcart Road, with Sister Morrow being the first worthy mistress. The lodge was named after the great Brother James Brisby, a well-liked and respected Grand Lodge chaplain and minister at the Glasgow Evangelical Union Church. So popular it was often reported that people were turned away from his services as the church was overcrowded. The lodge is often very sociable and is always hard-working, even during this pandemic, holding bingo nights and raffles for the benefit of the lodge. The current worthy mistress is Sister Margaret McIntosh in her third year in the chair, surrounded by a group of very experienced sisters who are always eager to teach and help out. In 1928, LLOL 34 was so large that it decided a second ladies' lodge was required, and so on the 30th of June 1928, 10 sisters from LLOL 34 transferred to the newly founded Sister Thompson Memorial, LLOL 173, named after the past mistress of LLOL 34, and so Rutherglen's second ladies' lodge was constituted at the Orange Halls on Regent Street, with Sister Matilda Anderson becoming the first worthy mistress of the lodge, and will then go on to serve in that position for 31 years. The lodge was one point the largest ladies' lodge in Scotland, boasting over 50 members, most of which making a lifelong commitment to the lodge, serving many years as members. The current worthy mistress is Sister Fiona McFarlane, who has seen the lodge through the difficult times in terms of membership, losing many long-serving members in recent years. However, under her stewardship, the lodge has gained some very youthful and eager members in recent years, and the membership numbers are beginning to swell once more. Rutherglen's youngest active ladies' lodge is Pride of Rutherglen, LLOL 183, who have also constituted at the Orange Halls on Regent Street on 31st of August 1931, with Sister Sarah Ferguson becoming the first worthy mistress, one of 8 sisters who transferred from LLOL 34 in order to create the new ladies' lodge. The Lodge's longest serving worthy mistress was the legendary Sister Annie Ingalls, who served in that office for 23 years. During Sister Ingalls' time as worthy mistress, she felt it incredibly important that the Lodge be active socially and strive to work for charity. Values that the sisters have not forgotten in present day as they continue to hold various social functions for their Lodge, as well as holding a variety of events for numerous charities throughout the years, and have an active presence in the social club, with the only two lady presidents of the social club both coming from LOL 183. I'm sure Sister Annie Ingalls would be proud of the legacy has carried on throughout the generations. The current worthy mistress is Sister Susan Dinnicky, who is in her 4th year in office and is well supported by a very close group of sisters in the Lodge who continue to support each other and the Lodge.
As worthy mistress of Brother Brisby's chosen few, LOL 34, I would like to take this opportunity on behalf of our Lodge to wish Rutherglen Orange and Purple District 20 a very happy 160th anniversary, and hope we can all celebrate the occasion together when things go back to normal.
Hi, I'm Sister Fiona McFarlane of Sister Thompson Memorial Lodge number 173, and I would just like to congratulate 20 District on their 160th anniversary, and I hope we have many more to come. Thanks.
On behalf of the Worthy Mistress, Office Bearers and Sisters of Pride of Rutherglen, LLOL 183, we wish to congratulate Rutherglen Orange and Purple District 20 on this great achievement on reaching their 160th anniversary, with many great years to come.
Rutherglen has boasted an incredible history of young members rising through the ranks of our junior and juvenile section, and this tradition began on the 7th of August 1909, when Rutherglen's Protestant Boys were formed with a membership of 400 boys and young men who had the intention of progressing their faith and joining the Orange Order when old enough. The first superintendent was Brother Samuel Johnson, an influential brother in the youth movement, as he took his time to teach the scriptures to the young members. Upon the time when girls were allowed to join, the Lodge naturally changed its name to Rutherglen Covenanters Juvenile LOL 30, which they had still known by. The name, a direct tribute to the early Covenanter movement of the 17th century in the borough, which included the Reverend John Dixon, as mentioned earlier. The Lodge has some influential adult members teaching the young brothers and sisters the way of the institution, as District Superintendent, including Brother Samuel Johnson, Joseph Bowers, Edward Hayes, Gordon Jimson, and presently Brother Andrew Brown and Brother William Brawley, who have dedicated to provide the best education in Protestant faith when they can. But it must be said, the work of the Sisters of District cannot be forgotten, especially in nurturing the youngest members throughout the years. Sister Maggie Bowers in particular supported the Juvenile Lodge as Lodge Superintendent well into her 80s, and she was very much loved and respected by equally as much as the current Lodge Superintendent, Sister Hannah Riddle, is also well respected and loved by her juveniles for over 30 years, and still providing the best for the Lodge. Sister Riddle is supported by her daughter, Sister Catherine Brown, as Adult Treasurer, Brother Stuart McCafferty as Assistant Superintendent of the juveniles, as they continue to take the juvenile movement in Rutherglen to the highest standard possible. Rutherglen also had a junior lodge named after Rutherglen's first juvenile superintendent and past district master, Brother Samuel Johnson, Memorial Junior LOL 137, with the premise being a stepping stone between the very young juveniles and the adult lodges as teenagers, providing a different environment to challenge their personal faith and grow as Orange members. The lodge operated for several years within the district and had a banner dedicated in memory of Sister Lorraine Watson, who unfortunately passed away while a member of Junior Lodge. Through most of the lodge's existence, it was operated under the stewardship and ever-capable team of Sister Chrissy McIntyre and Sister Mary Adair, Sister Anne Gardner. But in the later years, as the membership of the lodge fell, teenagers found other interests, there were several changes in the adult office bearers. The lodge eventually handed in its warrant in 2011, when half of its remaining members moved on to the adult lodges. At the same time, not before an incredibly successful trip to Northern Ireland, where the lodge visited many important landmarks in the Orange history, including holding a meeting in Dan Winter's cottage.
I, William Daly, Master of Juvenile 30, Office Bearers and Superintendent, would like to congratulate the Orange and Purple District 20 on their 160th anniversary. This is a great achievement and hope many more years to follow.
Rutherglen has played host to many successful and popular events here in the borough as the Orange presence continued to be vital to the community. In the early years, Rutherglen hosted 5 Boyne celebrations as the whole of Scotland came to the Royal Burgh to celebrate William's victory and the Orange cause. The first of these events was in 1878 when the parade rally was held at Casmolt Farm on the south side of the town. However, it was reported that on that day of the parade, the district realised they did not have a Union flag and did not want to parade through their own district as host without one, and so, due to some quick thinking, managed to borrow the Union Jack from T.B. Seath, the boat builders who were operating within Rutherglen at the time. The flag was promptly returned the next day, but it was sure to be a comical story for the next district meeting and a story to tell for many more years. It was reported that the Grand Lodge Boyne celebration returned to Rutherglen in 1885, again Casmolt Farm being the selected venue for the parade rally, which noted for a passionate address from Most Worthy Grand Master Brother Chalmers Isaac Pyton about the need to support our brethren in Ireland after violence had begun to escalate. 1906 seen the return of the Grand Lodge of Scotland's Boyne celebration to the town, but this time the parade made its way to the Gallow Flat estate grounds. However, there were many complaints afterwards that the estate was not big enough for the 15,000 people in attendance, and attendance continued to steadily increase at this time, so agreed they would not return to this venue again. Scotland did not hold any Boyne celebration during the first period of the First World War, but the first parade after the war in 1919 was held here in Rutherglen as the parade made its way back to the Castmilk estate. The institution in Scotland had grown not only in number of lodges and members, but also in support that over 20,000 Orangemen and women had taken part in the parade from the Grand Lodge of Scotland's Orange Hall on Cathedral Street, Glasgow, to Castmilk estate, while passing through the town. After the parade was complete, the Grand Lodge trustees were welcomed to Rutherglen Town Hall for a civic reception hosted by the Lord Provost. The final time Rutherglen hosted Scotland's main Boyne celebration was the 3rd of July 1937, when reports from the local Rutherglen Reformer newspaper suggested that almost 70,000 Orange members and bandsmen took part in the largest parade in Rutherglen, along with similar numbers watching the parade. 20 special trains were put on from the parade, taking Orange members from Glasgow to Rutherglen for the main parade on time, as the parade led by Brother Lieutenant Colonel Innes Shaw made its way to Backwell Farm, where Fernhill was currently situated. The parade was of particular note because it coincided with the visit of the Imperial Orange Council of the World, and once again Rutherglen afforded the Grand Lodge trustees and the visitors from across the world a civic reception held by the Lord Provost John Gilmore.
Hello everyone. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Brother Lewis Shields, and I am currently Deputy Master of Starla North LOL 1053 Ballyhackamore here in East Belfast. The relationship between us here in Ballyhackamore and our friends in Rutherglen 20 District goes back a very long time. In fact, from the early 1900s and right up to the present day. This relationship started specifically through the friendship with Jehovah Jireh LOL 246, and over the years we have had the privilege of praying with 20 District in July for your Boyne celebrations as individual members and on occasions as a full lodge with our banner, and also brethren from 20 District accompanying us here in Ballyhackamore for our annual 12th of July Boyne celebrations. In recent years we remember with great affection many District Masters and officers of 20 District such as Whistleblower Sam Stevenson, Billy Elgin and Jim Nixon, all great friends of 1053. So it is with a very great pleasure that I, on behalf of LOL 1053, bring you fraternal greetings from all your friends here in Ballyhackamore. But more importantly, congratulations to you all on achieving your great outstanding 160th year milestone. and wish you and all brothers and sisters of 20 District a very successful anniversary, with many more to come. So I raise a glass and a toast to you, Wishawa District Master, your officers and brethren of 20 District, and also absent friends. Until we meet again, stay safe and take care. God save the Queen.
Rutherglen has had some incredible bands throughout the years, with the earliest notable Orange band being the Shepherd's Flute Band, who practised in the Thistle Hall on Main Street and had a close connection to LOL 25. The band at the time was a way for young Protestants to express their faith through music and learning and playing hymns and marching music while practising in parades and other events. The next known flute band to appear was in 1923 when Rutherglen Thistle Prize Flute Band was formed. The Rutherglen Thistle was very competitive, not just at Orange events, winning awards, but also some national competitions, particularly in the 1930s and 40s, and were also engaged for several important events such as gala days, charity events and other special occasions. Brother Joe Bivers was heavily involved in the organisation of the band and was often credited for keeping the band organised throughout the years. The only known accordion band from Rutherglen is the Sister Anderson Memorial Accordion Band, named after Sister Matilda Anderson, Rutherglen's longest serving worthy mistress and founding member and the first worthy mistress of LLL 173. Other bands from the area was the short-lived Rutherglen Truth Defenders and Rutherglen Sons of Ulster, who both operated within the district for a while. It's not just Rutherglen bands that the district and its lodge have good relationships with, as they have hired bands from other areas including Liverpool Accordion Band, Prince Charlie Accordion Band, Pride of the Hill Flute Band, Prince of Orange Flute Band and Castlemont Protestant Boys Flute Band, all having good relationships and walking in many parades with our members throughout the years. However, for the last 10 years, the district have been very lucky enough to hire one of Scotland's best accordion bands as a district band to complete all district events, the Queen Elizabeth Accordion Band, who have created a fantastic friendship over that time and aim to continue to do so in the future. However, when discussing bands who parade in Rutherglen, we cannot leave out Rutherglen's ever-present flute band, the Rutherglen Bluebell, who have paraded with district since their formation in 1952 and continue to use the Orange Halls every Tuesday night for band practice. The Bluebell have an incredible bond with LOL 255, walking with the lodge every Boyne celebration, and that bond continues even to this day. The band are constantly on hand to provide the district and the lodges within the district musical entertainment at culture days, parades and other functions when called upon.
Hi, my name is Roddy McCartney and I'm the Secretary of the Rutherglen Bluebell Flute Band. And we as a band would like to take this opportunity to congratulate 20 District Orange and Purple and attaining 160 years. Well done and all the very best in years to come. Thank you.
During the Great War, many families around the world were destroyed by the effects of the war, and Rutherglen was no different, with scores of fathers, sons and brothers and other loved ones killed in action as a result of what would become the First World War. Our very own district unfortunately were not immune to this devastation, as we lost 6 members during the First World War. The story of brothers William and Thomas Dennison, both LOL 246, is one such example of families suffering horrible losses. William was a keen athlete in his youth, having competed in and won several accolades, including the 1906 Ibrox Sports, winning bronze and the 400 metres running event. He then served for the 1st Battalion Cameron Highlanders, having enlisted at the age of 19 in 1907. He served in India for several years before returning in 1914 to marry his beloved Beatrice on the 27th of July 1914, before being called up to serve in France only a week later. William Dennison was killed in action by German attack on the front line at the Battle of Marne on the 14th of September 1914, at the young age of 26 years old. He was then buried at Vendressy Cemetery in France. Both William and Thomas knew the effects of the war, as their father had been killed in action in the Boer War in 1901. Thomas was only 7 and wanted to do his father proud by joining up at the age of 16 for the 2nd Battalion Cameroonians, Scottish Rifles, and served in Malta until the start of the First World War, when his battalion was required in France. As Thomas had joined up at such a young age, he still lived at home on Regent Street, Rutherglen, but on the 11th of March 1915, Thomas Denison was killed by enemy fire during the Battle of Neuve Chapelle. He was aged 21. The thought of losing family is hard at any time, but to have family killed in war in a foreign land must have been devastating for so many. Much like the Denison brothers earlier, whose mother was left widowed and childless by the effects of war. Other members have also left families behind with young children, like our next 2 members, both from LOL 2462. Brother William Armstrong, who worked for Singer's Machine Factory, enlisted at the start of the war to serve his country with the 9th Battalion Cameroonians Scottish Rifles, leaving behind his wife, Carol, with his 4-year-old daughter and 3-month-old baby, girl. During advances at the Battle of Ankara on the 21st of October 1916, Armstrong was killed aged 29, leaving his wife widowed and 2 young daughters fatherless. Brother John Armstrong worked as a miner in Giffnock Colliery until the outbreak of the war and enlisted to serve with the 5th Battalion Royal Enniskillen Fusiliers. Armstrong was identified during the war for his efforts in recovering injured comrades from the battlefield and became a corporal during the war. However, during the Battle of Hill 60 in Gallipoli, Armstrong became severely ill and never recovered. He died aged 30 on the 3rd of September 1915 of the illness. Back home he left behind a wife and 4 children, aged between 3 and 9 years old. His body never returned to the UK and has been buried in Lancaster Landing Cemetery in Izmit Pasa, Turkey. Another member who did not return from war was Brother James Quigley from LOL 12, who served with the 1st Battalion Queen's Own Cameron Highlanders. Quigley was shot at the Siege of Antwerp on the 4th of October 1914, and although he survived the immediate impact of the gunshot, he would die of his wounds 3 days later in a hospital at 25 years old. Quigley was buried at Le Gonard Cemetery in Versailles and was survived by his parents who lived in Brigton. The 6th member who died during the First World War was Brother Francis Hudson from the now defunct LOL 25, who enlisted to the 2nd Battalion Royal Enniskillen Fusiliers. Hudson was wounded during the Battle of Ypres on the 15th of May 1915 by a nearby explosion and died the next day of his wounds sustained. He was survived by his wife Susanna and 8-year-old son Robert. A total of 52 members of the district reportedly signed up to the war efforts during the First World War, including future District Worthy Master Brother Samuel Johnson and Brother Joseph Bowers. During the Second World War, there is less information recorded. However, what is known is that at least 3 members of the district signed up to defend our country, namely Brother Lachlan Hall, LOL 246, Brother Bobby Holmes, LOL 12, and Brother Stuart Aiken, LOL 255. Brother Aiken was known to have been part of the Arctic Convoy during World War II. While in the Merchant Navy, the Arctic Convoy was some of the most unbearable conditions faced by British seamen during World War II, as they faced the task of getting vital warship supplies to our allies. During these convoys, thousands of lives were lost and dozens of ships were destroyed by the enemy in very dangerous conditions, with an important goal. For his part in the convoys, Brother Stuart Aiken was honoured in 2016 with the Arctic Star Medal to commemorate the 75th anniversary of the first Arctic convoy from the UK to the Russian front line. Brother Aiken also took part in other sailings such as to Nova Scotia, Halifax and Newfoundland in Canada, Buenos Aires in Argentina, Mount Vido in Uruguay and North Africa as part of his convoys. Brother Aiken was awarded a total of 9 medals for his service, which he proudly wore in his orange collarette. District 20 continue even up until today to have members in active service in the armed forces, and they continue to honour the contribution of all men and women who make the ultimate sacrifice, as well as those who continue to defend our country both foreign and domestically.
Hello, my name is the Reverend Malcolm Cuthbertson. I'm the Minister of Rutherglen West in Wardlawhill Church of Scotland, and I'm grateful for this opportunity to wish you congratulations, both personally and on behalf of the congregation, on the celebration of 160 years of the presence of the Orange Lodge within Rutherglen. There has clearly been and still is a close relationship between our two communities, and many in our membership and leadership will have had links with the Orange Order, and they have contributed immensely to the work of the Church within our congregation and beyond. As a local congregation of the Church of Scotland, we would like to thank you for your unwavering support for the Reformed Christian tradition that we both share. We would both enjoy the fruits of your education programme, passing your tradition on to younger generations. We would also recognise and appreciate the positive values of care and support you share within your own community that offers a challenge to other communities like our own. And we especially recognise the way in which you support those who have fallen in hard times or experiencing bereavement, and the support you offer to your families and elderly members throughout the year, but especially at Christmas time. Personally, as a Christian minister, having worked with groups in the Orange Order throughout my career, I have been particularly moved to see your positive engagement with the wider Rutherglen community, especially with other Christian denominations and with other religious groups, and with the general community through the likes of Llandomer Day. It has been in my experience that groups like yourselves can be very insular and inward-looking, but not the Rutherglen Orange and Purple District 20. So it is with all sincerity that I wish you many more years of activity and service, both for the benefit of those within your community and for the wider benefit of all. May God bless you and yours.
Over the years, the members of Rutherglen Orange and Purple District 20 have been very active among the Rutherglen community and been very careful to be a positive influence on the community. As mentioned earlier, District 20 have been proud to have several ministers from the area, with Brother Reverend William Stevenson of Rutherglen Old Parish Church and Brother Reverend David Jack of Wardlawhill Parish Church, both serving members of LOL 12, and Brother Reverend John Ferguson of Hallside Parish Church being a member of LOL 25. Many more members of the district have been active members and elders within other local churches in Rutherglen, as well as holding positions of trust over many other religious organisations, furthering the Christian cause among the community. Some of our past members have also been heavily involved in politics within the district throughout the years. Past District Master Brother Sam Stevenson, LOL 246, past District Master Brother Jim Nixon, LOL 255, District Chaplain Brother Gordon Jimson, LOL 213, former Substitute District Master Brother Michael Hake, LOL 12, Brother Robert Tennant, Brother Joe Sharp and Brother Jackie McCutcheon have all stood for political parties of their choice at various council elections. Members of the district have also been active among the Community Council in Rutherglen, which is a voluntary group used to express the views of the community about prospective decisions about to be undertaken on the community's behalf. There are also members who have been part of the local Llandomer Day Committee, undertaking the plans and execution of Rutherglen's local Gala Days celebration on the main street, which has been a focal point for the community for decades. The district and its lodges have achieved fantastic results over charity donations throughout our entire history. Early stories in the local Rutherglen Reformer have reported on the district making sizable donations of £15 to Bellevue Hospital Orphanage in March 1912, equivalent to around £1,200 in today's money. This is just a small example of the fantastic charity work that continues to this day with charities such as Glasgow Children's Hospital, Macmillan Cancer Support, Poppy Scotland, Erskine Veterans Hospital, Beatson's Cancer Charity, Les Hoy Dreammaker Foundation, Michelle Henderson Cervical Cancer Trust and many more, benefiting to the thousands of pounds throughout the years, with members of the district coming together to hold coffee mornings, prosecco evenings, sponsor walks, charity evenings, karaoke nights, bingo nights and much more to raise these funds.
I want to congratulate the members of the Rutherglen Orange and Purple District number 20 on the important occasion of its 160th anniversary. 160 years is a very long time in the history of any community, and over that time the district has been an important contributor to the life of Rutherglen. Can I take the opportunity of wishing all your members all the best on this important occasion.
There have been thousands of members of the district over the last 160 years, with so many making outstanding contributions and each contribution being entirely worthwhile and meaningful. However, there are of course a list of brothers and sisters who have made greater impacts than others throughout the years. From the early years, the standout names of course our very first worthy District Master, Brother William Donnelly, LOL 12, serving in office for a total of 7 years over 3 separate spells in the chair. Brother Donnelly was known for his firm but fair handling of meetings, and Brother John Croof, who was influential within the borough council and often take great pride in organising social functions on behalf of the district and his lodge, later becoming District Worthy Master in 1933. The first Honorary Deputy Grand Master to come from Rutherglen was Brother Lieutenant Colonel Francis Robertson Reid, who resided at Gallow Flat House in Rutherglen. Brother Reid was made Lieutenant Colonel during the Crimean War in 1856, and upon his return to civilian life became involved in the Orange Order through his attendance at church. He rose up the ranks and became a Grand Lodge officer, assisting Grand Lodge in their business before being made an Honorary Deputy Grand Master in 1896, but passed away in 1899. The district have had several Grand Lodge officials throughout the years. Brother Samuel Johnson was a Grand Lodge Marshal, as well as being responsible for the start of 2 lodges within our district, LOL 213, as a founding member, and was crucial to the formation of the juveniles. He was a very well respected brother among the members, and ultimately honoured with Junior LOL 137 being named in his memory. Other Grand Lodge officers who were members of District 20 were Brother Reverend William Stevenson and Brother Reverend John Ferguson, who were both Grand Lodge chaplains, as well as Brother Joseph Bowers, who was a Grand Lodge mounted marshal in the days when some marshals would control the parade on horseback. But the only Grand Lodge trustee from the district came in the form of Brother Joseph Clockley, who was Grand Lodge Secretary for an incredible 18 years between 1926 and 1944. It was therefore be no surprise that Rutherglen has since produced some incredible district secretaries with an inspiration such as Brother Clockley and Brother Tommy Strong. Brother Andrew Stevenson, Brother George Dixon and Brother Brian Duffin each providing the office with a dedicated commitment. Our social club has been vital to the work of the district and continues to do so. It is therefore important to pay tribute to the work of the social committees of the past and present for the work they do, headed by Brother John Anderson, past District Master, who had the vision to create the social club. Brother John Anderson, who continued to work of his namesake, Brother Dougie Mallock, Brother Cameron Leask, Sister Rita Hogg, Brother Davy Morton, Sister Verity Barnes and now Brother Paul McNaught, who have all served as presidents of our social club. The Sisters of the District have also provided an invaluable contribution to the efforts of our district, and while there has been many to speak of, some sisters who deserve a special mention due to their commitment to the Orange cause and relationship with other members of the district. Sister Maggie Bowers and Sister Hannah Riddle for their outstanding commitment to the youth work required within our juvenile section, often providing an impact on our young members which lives with them throughout their Orange careers. Sister Matilda Anderson and Sister Annie Ingalls are 2 sisters whose commitment was shown by their sisters through the constant re-election into the high office of Worthy Mistress in their respective lodges, holding the office for a combined 54 years. Sister Betty McFarlane and Dinah McNeil are 2 sisters who have passed away recently and will live warmly in the hearts of many members due to their generous and caring attitude to their fellow members, often providing a bastion of knowledge for anyone wanting to learn about the institution and holding high office right into the last few years in the lodge. We have an incredible 31 worthy District Masters over a 160-year history, too many to go into detail. However, every District Master providing a different perspective to the role. However, some members to note are Brother Stuart Aitken and Brother Sam Stevenson, who were stalwarts providing the members of the district with guidance and reassurance for many years. Brother Dave McFarlane, who is much loved and oldest living past District Master, who led the district for 10 years while providing members with so much assistance in recent years. There have of course been so many members to note their contribution, and while there may have not been mentioned tonight, their contributions and commitment to the district and our lodges have been truly appreciated, and we look forward to which members in future rise up through the ranks and can create new history for us.
Sisters, my name's Ken Rennie. I'm the current Worcester Master of Carew True Blues, LOL 1544. I want to take this opportunity to wish Rutherglen Orange and Purple District number 20 a happy 160th anniversary from all your brothers and sisters here in Carrickfergus. I had the pleasure of joining your district run parade a few years ago. Many Carrickmen have done so over the years and we've made many good friends. Also, many brothers in District 20 have joined us, the parade here in Ulster. We're all looking forward to marching with you all again in Rutherglen as soon as we can. And there's always an open invitation and a warm welcome, brethren, to any of our Scottish brethren to visit us at Kilroot. Once again, congratulations on your 160th anniversary and many more to come.
Within the last 12 months, we have had the most bizarre year in our district's history. The world has been turned upside down with the coronavirus pandemic, which has seen meetings suspended until further notice, and members unable to see each other face to face. The first event, which was cancelled, was last March's Orange Ball, with parades and other functions following over the next few months. The district acted fast and was able to hold its annual district divine service, virtually with over 4,000 people viewing a sermon given by Reverend Malcolm Cuplerson from Rutherglen West and Wardlawhill Parish Church, with prayer and scripture read by our district officials. Members have been also able to share their personal experiences in the Orange Order with the Members of the Day segment at the start of lockdown last year, following by the beginning of the Orange Men from Rutherglen, a video interview segment which airs monthly to give an insight to the life of members of Rutherglen District. The type of online segments have allowed the district to enhance their online profile and keep in touch with members at a time when face-to-face interaction was not possible. The members of the district have also been providing a fantastic service during these times by delivering food parcels and Christmas gifts to our senior members and juvenile members during the lockdown, where individual members have also taken the initiative to raise funds for charity in their own way, which was to be praised. To talk about a future is always uncertain, but in the middle of a global pandemic it becomes even less clear, but it is with great confidence that with the resolute unity and determination of the members we have in our district under the stewardship of our current district worthy master, Brother William Small, and his trustees, we won't only see ourselves back to normal, but we'll be able to have a vision and aspirations to improve the district to a higher level than ever before. The last 160 years have shown that Rutherglen Orange and Purple District 20 is equal part of Rutherglen community and are resolute to the Protestant faith, and this will never change, but we will hope in years to come we can now provide these same values to the wider audience with the tools that we have at our disposal. Thank you for tuning in tonight to help us celebrate this very special anniversary in the most unique of circumstances. As you've heard, we're extremely blessed with a fantastic history built on the back of some incredible brothers and sisters of the past. We hope for another fantastic 160 years and more ahead of us as we look forward to what is a promising future will bring us. To keep up to date with everything here in the 20 District, remember to follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and on behalf of everyone here at Royal Orange and Purple District 20, we'd like to thank you again for watching tonight, and thank you for the ongoing support for the district.
I'll sing a song of history long, a struggle for the borough we all love, the Rutherglen town, a town strong, whose people bear allegiance to the crown. In Rutherglen we've got Orange men, whose patriotic flame will never die. And when you hear the battle cry, it will be the Orange men and Rutherglen.